Stephen Humphrey and Ollie with me. Blake, 3 is the time. I'm going to play one of their tracks in a moment. 26, Newbury Corn Exchange. If I don't go on the 27th, because you'll be massively disappointed. Unless, of course, somebody good on the 27th, in which case you won't be disappointed. You guys do so much for different charities. They've recently been working with Walking with Wounded.
Yep.
You do an awful lot. I mean, you want the Cadet Corps or something, where you sort of...
I think we probably all were.
We all were.
It
comes from friends and family. It comes from genuine links to the services, and having had friends who have been terribly injured, and so it's a cause that's very dear to our hearts. And when you're in a position to be able to help, then I think you should. So it's something that is very dear to us.
Yeah, but I mean, a lot of the singles you put out it's got a charity attachment.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, been around for a while. It's good to do one or two a year, and actually you end up suddenly doing quite a lot. I mean, we've done various things for cancer charities and a lot of forces charities and Prince's Trust and things like that just in the last few months. So if we add them up, I think we've done a lot of charity work, but we do. We do enjoy doing it.
The industry's changed an awful lot.
Exactly. It's good to have, it's finding a vehicle for each song, or finding a song that you think will help a charity that you care about to do a better job with what it's doing, or you can help in some way.
No, I mean, we get between 50 and 100 charities each month sending various emails through saying, can we do this, can we do that? And for us, it's really trying to find something that means something to us to be involved. Otherwise, it's very hard to pick and choose.
No, it's good. Rock and roll used to be a sort of debauched lifestyle of parties and a non-stop whirligigging, and now we're all doing wonderful charitable things.
Well, you'd know.
You missed out clearly on the good years.
Way too late. You had it for us.
We missed the boat on that. Yeah.
Well, you did Trafalgar Square recently for Prince Harry's sort of pole expedition.
That's right.
I mean, again, he's a remarkable character. We were talking earlier about the royals suggesting that Kate make her image less young, more regal. I think... we were saying, I think she and William did a fantastic job, and considering all they've been through, William and Harry turned out brilliantly. I think really, really good, both in the armed forces, and Harry just thinking, well, let's just pop down on the pole for a while. What is it? The first royal to go to a pole.
He is exceptional. I mean, we spoke to him when they had the launch, and we sang the song, and we had a chat with him about it, and. It's amazing. He puts himself absolutely, in the mix. And we said, are you looking forward to it? Do you want to go? And he said, well, no, not really. It's going to be really hard.
Yeah.
And he had a sore toe, and he was
broken toe.
Broken toe. Yeah. So it's there's no gimmick to it. He absolutely gets in the mix and puts himself through some amazing things because it's something that is very, very dear to him. And
that's right.
I think having been on the front line and
exactly. I mean,
you
think you get sent a lot of suggestions for different charities, but think how many they must get.
Oh yeah,
we were talking to his PR lot, and they were saying that they just have to wade through them, and literally it's just a question of what they particularly as individuals feel that they wish to give their time to, once, twice a year, whatever it may be. Otherwise, there's nothing left. I mean, they cannot do everything.
But we should say we did the song "To the Sun." Which I believe they all listened to as they walked along, which is out there. So if people are interested, it's called To the Sun, and every penny of it goes to Walking with the Wounded, which is a fantastic charity. So if they want to look it up online, it's all there, and every penny will make a big difference.
It's one of those ones that's worth going to YouTube to look up, because there's a video that accompanies the song which actually shows wounded servicemen climbing mountains, which is incredible. People without arms or without a leg climbing the side of a mountain, which I wouldn't even dream of trying to.
They are extraordinary. I mean, the last couple of years, I've co-hosted the Soldiering On Awards, and again, those guys, and you think you're doing something. You've only got one leg or one arm and one leg, and you've been at Selly you've been at Headley Court, and you're doing things that I would never dream of doing.
Oh, they're so positive. We were chatting to one of the American guys who's only got one finger left on his right hand. And he's just, he was joking, saying, at least there's less to get frostbite on, and they're all joking about having their disabilities.
But it's about having an aim as well, isn't it? Because they have to have something to look forward to. I mean, I had a friend who went into Selly and Headley Court, who was blown up in Afghan a few years ago now, and it's about having something at the end of the journey that they can actually look forward to and say, that's what I'm going to do. That's the reason I want to be able to get better. Because otherwise, it's just, there isn't a huge prospect for what they can do.
That's right. And with a lot of them, they think they're going to get back out there. A chum of mine can't wait to get back out. Well, you're probably not, but they might let you think that for a while.
Yeah.
We'll chat more in a moment with Stephen and Humphrey and Ollie Blake, who are coming to the Newbury Corn Exchange on the 26th, 3, BBC Radio Berkshire.
Someone's high and dry, someone's on a mission to the lonely Lorelei. Some folks got a vision of a castle in the sky, and I'm left stranded, wondering why. You and me together, nothing feels so good. Even if I get a medal from a local neighborhood, I won't need a castle. They've got castles in Versailles, and I'm still stranded, wondering why. Make it a beautiful night for me. It's a beautiful night for love, a wonderful sight for lovers of love to behold. Make it a beautiful night for me. It's a beautiful night for love, a wonderful sight for lovers of love to behold. Some boats on the ocean, we're here in this room. Seems to me the perfect way to spend an afternoon. We can look for castles, pretty castles in the sky. No more wondering why. Things can go wrong, things can go right. Things can go wrong in the dead of the night. So let me be there. Let me be there. Let me be there with you in the dead of the night. Make it a beautiful night for me. It's a beautiful night for love, a wonderful sight for lovers of love to behold. Make it a beautiful night for me. It's a beautiful night for love, a wonderful sight for lovers of love to behold. Yeah, it's a beautiful night. Yeah, it's a beautiful night.
BBC Radio Berkshire with Mike.
Berkshire, Blake are with me. They're coming to Newbury Corn Exchange 26, and we're just trying to find out the Glenn Miller date. We'll find out in a moment what the link was there, just so you've got a bit of fodder on stage in case you dry up or run out of songs.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's great.
Well, what about new stuff? When you sit down, is it sort of, a balance? Do you just sort of pitch stuff in and say, well, let's give it a try, let's not give it a try? I mean, because you've got to keep moving. I mean, the fans want a basis of what they know
Yeah.
with a hint of something new.
Precisely
Well,
right.
the last album we did, you just actually heard a track before that one called Beautiful Night by Paul McCartney, which was a song that we'd never known and was brought to us by a producer. And the sort of the Blake tradition has always been to do covers, like electric prom covers.
Yeah.
And actually the last album's got 8 completely original tracks on. One was called So Happy, which was actually on Radio 2 a few months ago. So it's always a challenge, and it's important for us as musicians as well as creatives to be making new music, doing the arrangements, and like you say, for the shows as well, to keep them.
The biggest balance really for us is choosing stuff that will work live and that people want to hear live, versus will get us on the radio, and that is a very, very tricky balance to do, and I'm not sure we've always achieved it over the last 7 years, but it does mean that we have a very large repertoire to draw on for live shows, and that really is. I mean, that's our bread and butter. That's our main
We could
main
do
income,
a 4.5-hour show if we wanted to. Not that anybody would sit through it, but it's 4.5.
I wouldn't either. But one of the things that does change every show is that we, for the last 3 years, have got choirs to come and join us. We find a local choir, they come and join, they do a solo number, and then they do 4 numbers with us. And so that's always a changing element, and that's great for us. And we meet some amazing young and old singers. And in fact, when we're here, we've got Military Wives Choir coming to join us, which will be fantastic. So it's really important because Ollie and I especially, we grew up as youngsters singing in choirs, and Stephen learnt in a karaoke bar about 7 years ago. But he's coming on well, and it's a lovely thing to get young singers in, especially when you see sort of Gareth Malone's programme and how popular singing in choirs is now. It's really cool to see.
I guess it's difficult for you guys because you must wonder sometimes with an album, maybe a bit like Russell Watson, quite where you fit radio-wise.
Well, there isn't really a medium outlet
exactly.
for us on the radio.
Classic FM, maybe some of the songs, but they probably don't see you as classical. Pop, they don't see you as pop. So you could fall between stools.
Well, that's exactly why you have to end up doing singles every now and then to or remixing stuff that might be on an album in one sort of genre, and you remix it or do it with a different kind of backing or a different style so that you can work for the radio, and then you've got to pitch it as a single for the radio. But that is really hard. And also, I mean, the biggest difficulty a band like us has, which is effectively a live band that works really well as a live show, and you've got all the banter and everything else, is you just cannot transport that onto a CD. It just it isn't the same. It's never going to be the same. So what people take home, they have to take home the memory of the show as well, so that when they listen to it, they do it. And that's why we're trying to do more DVD recordings and everything else like that to try and get that over to people. But it's very hard. I mean, it's a high quality problem to have a good live career. And yet not everyone knows about it. That's why we come out here and try and.
I've always been a great fan of a cappella music, doo-wop stuff. I mean, it's so much wonderful stuff. And I watched the other night on TV some really old stuff. Smokey Robinson and the Miracles doing September in the Rain a cappella. It was just wonderful. This sort of 4-part harmony stuff. I thought, wow.
But when it's good, it's one of them. And not only to listen to, but also to sing. It's one of the most exciting things.
Yes.
And I think it's really interesting with us because we sing such an eclectic mix of music. One, you realise that people generally love variety in a show. They love a variety of styles. But also, if you sing things well and musically, people will enjoy it. Everyone is people are a lot more musical than they're given credit for. And good singing, great harmony, it's something that seems to sort of touch people and really engages them, and that's why it's so enjoyable.
And it sounds like you're being really clever. Do you 3-part harmony with no instruments? People go, wow, that's good.
Yeah. Well, if you know what you're doing, it's quite easy, really.
We did a big show in London last night, actually, for Chinese New Year. And we did some of the very big bombastic numbers, and then we just did Hallelujah, just with 3-part vocals, nothing else. And it shut an entire room of very drunk people up very, very quickly. I think it's almost like voodoo or witchcraft or something. They don't know how we're doing.
It's like a very angry teacher talking to her class very, very quietly. Seeing everyone shuts up because they almost get scared.
It's the quieter the voice. I had a small part in an American film. 30th of December was the day we did it, and I had this part. I was a Liverpudlian banker, so I was, getting. He said, the director said, "No," he said, "Don't you get angry." He said, "You want to be frightening? Slow down, really slow." He said, "So okay, get really menacing, take it down like that. People are really frightened." I said, "Gee, you're right. Actually, shouting's no good."
I'm scared now. I don't want to be in this room.
God, just remind me.
Glenn Miller was at the Corn Exchange, Newbury, 16th of July, 2013.
Ah, look at that.
Okay,
Glenn Miller in 2013. That seems unlikely.
2013. Possibly 2013. 16th of July, 2013. Go back to the drawing board. It's almost impossible, surely, unless there's some news come through. Has there?
He's back.
Is the news through from the channel?
I mean, there are comeback tours.
43 maybe.
I have to say, the second last sighting of his plane heading out to the Channel was from here, Woodley Aerodrome, just down the road.
Really?
His second last sighting, there was a plane spotter there, and he saw the plane, noted it down, seen once more at the coast. It was his second to last sighting was here.
And then vanished.
Wow.
God.
Tragic.
Oh, well, until now, clearly.
Well, he's back.
It was his third last
Somebody has sequenced his genome and reproduced
This
him.
really is breaking news on the BBC.
He's back. Glenn's
and you were here at the time, which is great.
Yeah.
You never know what's going to happen.
He's actually our guest artist. We didn't want to break
Yes. Forget the military wives. I mean, Glenn Miller's a real coup.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Very good.
Mind you, he
Excellent.
might want a headline.
He might. We might have to support him. I've got a feeling.
I think what you should do, seriously, you should do in tribute, you should do a Glenn Miller track.
It's not bad.
Well, we'll get on
little
it.
a cappella.
Yeah. I'll get my trumpet out. I haven't played it for a while.
That's true. In actual fact, Ollie hadn't used his trumpet in a show ever, and we had a big show earlier last year. It was 65,000 Filipinos, all of which had come to Hampton Court, and we had them all in front of us, and we had to